up, we learn of Tzu Chi volunteers' footsteps in caring for HIV/AIDS patients in Southern African countries. Tzu Chi volunteers joined the Thanksgiving Interfaith Service organized at the Orthodox Church in New Jersey, the United States. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Since 2001, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers in South Africa have been caring for HIV/AIDS patients and orphans. Their care has extended from home visitations to providing hot meals. Over the years, the volunteers' care has also extended beyond national borders into neighboring countries such as Mozambique and Swaziland, where they visit impoverished communities with their local counterparts to remind those in forgotten corners of society that they are not alone.
When speaking of HIV/AIDS, people immediately associate the disease with death, and those who have contracted the virus often feel alone and frightened. However, Tzu Chi volunteers from Durban, South Africa embrace AIDS victims with warmth and care.
Comfortable, yeah.
Papa.
Not long after, the senior passed away peacefully surrounded by a group of loving volunteers. The sincere and genuine gestures of the Durban volunteers deeply moved their Mozambican counterparts. Since 2001, a group of Zulu volunteers from Durban have been helping thousands of AIDS patients and orphans in their communities. King Sile, an AIDS sufferer, was inspired to make a difference.
From then, that's why I decided to join that Tzu Chi company or Tzu Chi Foundation. I don't have any problem so far to the other patients because I used to tell them that even myself I'm affected. So that's why I found it is easier to help them because I used to tell them that I'm still okay.
Grandmother Martha has taken 18 orphans under her wings, all of whom had parents who died of AIDS. And Tolakele Mkiza rented this piece of land from the government so that she could grow vegetables to feed these AIDS orphans.
We want this place, we are not for money, we are not for selling for market. We want the vegetables for the poor children and those who are in need and those who are sick.
More than 1/10 of the population in South Africa is infected with HIV. Over the past decade, volunteers have taken 1,200 AIDS sufferers and 7,500 AIDS orphans under their wings. And many residents are grateful for Tzu Chi's presence in their communities.
I am very glad to see what is transpiring in our community. The orphans in our community now have food to eat and are being taken care of thanks to Tzu Chi.
Traveling some 600 kilometers by car, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers have once again arrived in Swaziland. Despite the long drive, they find much joy in the journey. Suffering from AIDS, high blood pressure and other chronic illnesses, this grandmother has been low in spirits. Seeing the volunteers' arrival, however, lifts her mood. Currently, over 40% of the population in Swaziland is a carrier of HIV/AIDS, and most do not have access to formal treatment. The volunteers' monthly visits, however, remind these patients that they are not alone. On each visit to Swaziland, apart from demonstrating the proper techniques to care for AIDS patients during home visits, Durban volunteers also lead their local counterparts in watching the Master's morning Dharma lecture.
Wow!
At a recent monthly meeting, newly joined volunteer Joseph took to the stage and offered to translate the Master's teachings into the local dialect for his Swazi counterparts. Many new faces also stood out at the monthly event. Zolile and Elizabeth were both Tzu Chi care recipients in the past. Now that they have regained their health, they are determined to join the volunteers in helping the sick and suffering in their communities.
In Quezon City, the Philippines, a fire occurred in the borough of Talangya, leaving 20 houses charred and 70 families homeless. Soon after, volunteers visited those affected with care and supplies, and the same care was also extended to school children in Manila, whose homes were also burned to the ground by a recent fire.
Left with nothing following the fire, Christy Bacani, a mother of 6, is simply beside herself.
Everything we owned was lost in the fire. Everything. All we have left are the clothes on our back. Even the children's school uniforms are gone.
Like many fires in the Philippines, the fire was the result of faulty wiring. Before it was put out, it swept through 20 homes and left 70 families homeless. Thankfully, Tzu Chi was there to help in the aftermath.
The aid you have given us is tremendous. I knew that you would come help us, so we have been waiting for you. What we need the most are mattresses, as we don't have anywhere to sleep.
I want to thank the volunteers for all their help and for the supplies they brought, all of which have been incredibly useful. Now we have something to take with us while at the refugee center.
Also left with nothing are several students of Pedro Grevada Elementary School in Manila. With her uniform, book bag, and books all lost in a recent fire, Mika Madaginas didn't dare go to class.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for giving me these school supplies. I am so happy to have them. I will take good care of them.
These gifts are a big help as we lost everything in the fire. Now that we have these things, the children can go back to school.
The fire burned everything. I am happy that I have new school supplies now.
With the volunteers' love and care, those who have lost everything are finding that it is not that hard to start anew.
In New Taipei City, Taiwan, students and teachers at Nanshan High School recently paid a visit to the Tzu Chi Shuanghe Liaison Office. During the trip, students tried their hand at sorting recyclables and realized the importance of reducing waste. Meanwhile, in Taoyuan County, local Tzu Chi volunteers continue to hold tea gatherings in various communities to encourage members of the public to safeguard the planet and reuse plastic bags. Here's more. To promote the concept of cleaning up at the source, Taoyuan Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan have been holding tea gatherings in various communities. During one of the tea gatherings, volunteers remind the public to reuse their plastic bags.
We never knew that we can reduce our waste by reusing plastic bags. When we want to purchase fruits, we should bring our own plastic bags. I think this is something that all of us should do.
Tzu Chi volunteers also teach participants how to make eco-friendly enzymes out of fruit and vegetable peels.
Tzu Chi's eco-friendly ideas are something that all of us should listen to and try to follow. Their message can improve the quality of our lives and help the generations to come.
By attending Tzu Chi's tea gathering, residents here go home with a better understanding on how to reduce Mother Earth burden. Meanwhile, at Tzu Chi Shuanghe Liaison Office, students at the Nanshan High School are learning of the connection between climate change and water resources. Many students were surprised by the facts they had heard.
I was extremely shocked to learn that we need truckloads of water to produce an egg. Most of the breakfast shops sell food with egg in them, so most of us eat at least an egg a day. The amount of water we use in a year to produce eggs seems significant. We can safeguard our planet by practicing recycling and minimizing the amount of our food waste.
Under the guidance of their teachers, students also get some hands-on experience in sorting recyclables.
The purpose of this trip is to help our students understand that a lot of garbage can be recycled. Our students were given the opportunity to try their hand at sorting recyclables. I believe many of them found it fun and meaningful.
After visiting the Tzu Chi Shuanghe Liaison Office, Nanshan High School students are now ready to put the information they have learned into action. We now follow Master Zheng Yan as she traveled to Keelung to inspect the soon-to-be completed Jingsi Hall. The Master says she was glad to see that the building had progressed since her last visit and was grateful for the effort invested by the construction crew and local volunteers.
In Keelung, Taiwan, Tzu Chi's founder, Master Zheng Yan, carefully inspects every detail of the new Jingsi Hall under construction. since 2010. Being situated on a hill, the master was concerned about the building's safety.
前回吼，实在我呢，行每一段的楼梯都是无安全感，吼。今嘛安尼逐段行起来吼，都很舒服，吼。这个整个建筑吼，这是足安全的。
The building is very safe. It took us 4 years to build this. The foundations go 30 meters underground, and every load-bearing pillar is 3 feet in diameter.
每一个基桩啊，拢花笑用的。
Thanks to the effort of the construction crew and Tzu Chi volunteers, the Jinsi Hall will soon be completed.
这家人是龙头嘛，台湾头啊，吼，你们呢要更有智慧型的哈，咱要安怎样守护自我们的智慧与慈悲，哈，这个头脑应该都是爱好好用的哈，要安怎样甲发入心来，这个法脉守好，宗门呢自然就会很健全。
Later, the master visited the Xizhi Jinsi Hall, where she praised the orderliness of its recycling station.
收到啊！欢喜，你拢欢喜无？真欢喜。
Master Zeng hopes that Tzu Chi volunteers will continue to devote themselves to exemplify Tzu Chi's ideals and thus help better society.
Since the September 11th attacks in the United States in 2001, various religious groups in New Jersey, including Tzu Chi, have come together to hold a yearly joint Thanksgiving Interfaith Service as a way to express remembrance and religious tolerance. The service was held at an Orthodox Church this year, and a portion of the money raised from the collection was given to Tzu Chi to be used in future meal distributions.
Amid the peaceful setting inside this Orthodox church, religious representatives have come together to pray for peace in the world. Having previously joined in on a Tzu Chi food distribution, Reverend Robert expressed acknowledgement of all the good work Tzu Chi has done.
Their faith, religious beliefs that I'm sure are very different from us who are Christians and Jews, has motivated them to be present wherever in the world there is disaster and need.
How can we make these? Actually, without the love and the contribution of Tzu Chi supporters all over the world, we definitely cannot make it.
Since the September 11th attacks in 2001, the different religions in Cedar Grove, New Jersey hold a Thanksgiving Interfaith Service each year as a way to express remembrance and religious tolerance. This year, the money raised was donated to charity organizations, half of which was given to Tzu Chi to use for future hot food distributions. The evening of joyful song was later followed by a sign language performance from the Tzu Shaos.
I think it's great because in the spirit of Thanksgiving, it's like what it's all about.
It's not to show that religion divides people, but actually brings together people in this under the same morals, even though we worship.
Without any division between religion or faith, community members come together to share the joys of Thanksgiving.
The Tzu Chi San Francisco branch recently celebrated its 20th anniversary with a musical concert to remember. The night's performances included those by local volunteers, current recipient of Tzu Chi's community care, as well as the VOX ensemble from Taiwan. Let's take a look.
7 girls on stage are putting on a performance to remember. The students of Malcolm Elementary School come from Hunters Point, one of the poorest areas of San Francisco, and an area in which Tzu Chi has been particularly active. Yearly uniform distributions help poor children meet the start of the school year with confidence, while Tzu Chi's free clinics and school lunches have inspired many local residents to give back as volunteers. Like these community volunteers who sang a traditional Samoan song as part of the 20th anniversary celebration of Tzu Chi's San Francisco branch.
I feel that we all have something to give back, and I feel that the love and what you do for the people, we do the same thing, but I think if we do it together, it would be a great impact.
I think Tzu Chi is amazing. They're worldwide. The passion that they bring to their volunteerism around the world is admirable, and they've brought so much hope for so many people.
We hope that today's concert can bring together the power of goodness and love and help illuminate more of the world's forgotten corners.
Reflecting the diversity of San Francisco, the night's performance saw performers and pieces from around the world. Among them, the VOX Ensemble from Taiwan. The 6-member group performance was a highlight for the night, which saw Tzu Chi's spirit beautifully expressed time and time again.
To do business abroad, a second language is a must. It is even better if you can speak the local language and understand the local culture. As Southeast Asia is now full of business opportunities, how should Taiwan's businesses find the employees they need to help them expand in the region? The answer lies in the new sons of Taiwan. Here's more.
Though a Taiwan native, Wei Zhiwen can converse in Thai as her mum is a Thai immigrant. According to National Immigration Agency, as of July this year, the number of immigrants, the majority being foreign spouses, has reached nearly 500,000, and their children currently number around 21,000.
By 2012, the second generation of these immigrants will be about 20 years old and make up 13% of our total population. In terms of our workforce, they will be potent new addition and should not be taken lightly.
New immigrants will no longer be a minority group. Their children, the new sons of Taiwan, will play a vital role in the country's development on the international stage.
For these second-generation immigrants, their mother tongue will be one of the languages in Southeast Asia. Plus, they will have also been raised in a Chinese-speaking culture, so they will have a distinct advantage.
Conduct business internationally, whether it is trading or management. To know a second language is a must, especially when working in Southeast Asia. So if a Taiwanese can speak one of the languages of the region, we will hire him or her right away.
Take Vietnam's anti-China riots in May of this year, for example. Second-generation immigrants in the future could help mediate differences between Taiwanese businesses and locals.
If Taiwanese businesses in Vietnam can hire some of these new sons of Taiwan, then if riots occur, they will be able to help protect and ensure the safety of Taiwanese businesses.
However, new immigrant families have quite a few problems to deal with, such as the language barriers and how their children should be raised. If the government does not help provide proper support measures, children may not be able to retain the use of their mother tongue.
There's a misconception that foreign spouses in Taiwan are not well educated. The government hasn't been paying attention to this area. So far, we haven't seen resources being invested to help these children.
They are already a marginalized group. Instead of providing aid, you are placing more demands on them. So the government should really help provide for these families.
The business and educational sectors would like to see the government help these immigrant families retain their culture and language by doing whatever needs to be done. Only then can the government help Taiwan prepare for business opportunities in Southeast Asia.
Next, we go to Kaohsiung to meet Luo Chuanjun and Luo Wenqing. As both of them suffer from disabilities, they have had trouble finding a job. Thankfully, a bakery shop owner kindly offered the pair jobs. But first, we go to Taichung to see how a professional skills program has helped students of Anhe High School regain their passion for learning. Despite getting their hands dirty, these students insist on coming here every week to learn motorcycle repair and maintenance. Before, they used to hang out with the wrong crowd, which led to skipping classes and running away from home. Thankfully, things started to change after attended a professional skills program run by their school.
I like fixing motorcycles, and I have already learned most of the basic skills.
We are trying to build up their confidence. All of them are very willing to participate and learn.
8th grader Xiao Ru comes from a single-parent family, with her mother being the sole breadwinner. Without her mother there to look after her, Xiao Ru has begun smoking and even skips classes. After enrolling in a professional skills program, however, Xiao Ru now happily goes to school every day.
Before, I thought studying was boring. Now I have the chance to learn useful skills.
Teaching these students with patience is motorcycle repair shop owner Lin Yihuang, who himself newly chose the wrong path in life.
When I was in high school, my teachers guided me along the right path. Thanks to their assistance, I was able to finish my education. I want to reciprocate by teaching these youngsters.
Despite not making money by teaching these students, Lin Yihuang says as long as he can help guide them back onto the right path in life, everything will have been worth it. Putting a handful of nuts into a rice bowl is Luo Chuanjun, who, despite not being able to use his right hand freely, does his best to complete the task.
Everyone here is very nice to me and gives me the chance to complete my task at my own pace. When I'm in a rush, I will get nervous, which will affect my ability to control my hands.
This is Luo Wenqing, who suffers from mild hearing loss. Knowing Luo's condition, everyone treats her with patience and kindness.
My co-workers are very nice to me. I am able to hear clearly when people speak slower and louder. Sometimes when customers are in a rush, we will gently remind them to be patient.
Due to their disability, Luo Chuanjun and Luo Wenqing have had difficulty finding a job after graduating from vocational school. Thankfully, the owner of this bakery was kind enough to give them a chance.
I will try my best to finish all the tasks given to me.
I think the goal of a company is not only earning money, but also taking care of those who need a bit of extra help.
Although suffering from disabilities, people like Luo Chuanjun and Luo Wenqing can succeed in life as long as they are given the opportunity. We go to Tacloban in the Philippines at the end of the show, where local Tzu Chi volunteers and a group of teachers from Malaysia deliver rice to the needy residents living in Barangay Anibong. By witnessing suffering with their own eyes, many teachers have learned to cherish their blessings and promise to help the less fortunate. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.